So that's why I like Gran Turismo 5 because it's so different. And so the thing about Gran Turismo 5 as with all racing games, there's some point at which it's going to annoy the pants off you, and you have to shut it off and walk away before you break something. And then that's what Little Big Planet is for. It makes you feel good. So scariest game, I think the original Resident Evil. Oh, it still scares the snot out of me. Where the dogs jump through the window.
Yeah, that's a tough call. I agree. I was scared to death of that game, and in fact, I might have been more scared to play that when it came out than I was to play Silent Hill, because I remember my friend having that game and playing the part with the dog jumping through the window and just the whole intro. I don't remember actually thinking that the acting was as terrible as it actually is. I don't know if we just didn't care back then or what.
Oh no, it's bad. It is bad.
I mean, when you played it the first time, were you like, I can't even... I mean, it just seems like now it's not even scary because the acting is so funny.
Well, it's just like a good... I mean, it's like any of the good classic horror movies. They're just Evil Dead. It's so terrible. It's part of the appeal, right?
Yeah, I guess you're right. My wife can't even watch Evil Dead, so I guess even with the stupidity, it can still be really scary.
Yeah, there's enough about it that's good. It's part of the unique charm. I do remember the acting being that bad when I first played it, and I played it again last year.
Was it supposed to be that bad? I don't know if I've ever heard if it was supposed to be like...
I don't know. That's a good question. I would guess probably not. Because why? Yeah. If they intentionally made it lame, I would think they would have done some other stuff. But
yeah, because it seemed like they were taking themselves really seriously. I almost wonder if they just had a terrible... I wonder if the Japanese version is that stupid. And
yeah. I chalk it up to very bad English-speaking voice actors. I would guess the Japanese version is better. And I wish I knew Japanese so that I could play it, so that I could compare the two.
Speaking of that, the new Final Fantasy, well, not new anymore, but the Final Fantasy VII movie, my wife and I bought that on Blu-ray a year ago, and if you like that movie, definitely go buy it, because having the Japanese subtitles for that made me. Not Japanese subtitles, English subtitles Japanese, because that was like the epitome of terrible, terrible English voiceovers on an amazing movie, and yeah. So, way side note there, but yeah.
Right. Hey, it's related to games. I think that qualifies. It's Blu-ray, so you can play it in your PlayStation 3. So
yeah, but whenever I hear about bad voice acting or talk about bad voice acting, I mean, it was so bad in that movie that everything just turns towards that for my thought process. So
I would always rather have subtitles than awful voice acting. So
yeah.
All right. Well, we've got ourselves a long one here. We're doing pretty good on time, as in really really over. So I'll go ahead and move on to the very last section, and that is our question and answer. And so we'll just, we're not going to spend loads of time on any one question, but in future episodes we might spend a little more time depending on how many questions we got. We got so many this time. Thanks, everybody, for all the questions.
Yeah. And we have threads on Little Big Planet Central and LittleBigLand.com, and I'll probably make one Little Big workshop for our next podcast. So if you ever want a question, we're not trying to get it just down to one website. We're trying to spread it across every Little Big Planet player, even no matter what system you play it on. So yeah, feel free to shoot us a question.
Yep, absolutely, anytime. You can reach us on pretty much any of those websites. We both have accounts on all three. All right, so we'll go ahead and kick it off right away. Random person wants to know, what don't you guys like to see in a level other than the norm, such as rocket angles, community objects, emptiness, whatever?
All right, and of all those things they named, I think something that irritates me even more is something that kind of came up earlier, and that's when something at a level is just too hard to be able to finish it. Now, when we're talking about D. Silvernoid, I don't think that level was too hard to finish, but there are levels that are just, I mean, I don't even understand, like, how the person who made the level could have been able to beat it. Like, it's not a timing thing. It's like, I mean, you're on a platform that has no stability at all, and then you have to jump from that to 3 more platforms that have no stability at all. And, yeah, I mean, there's just no possible way to do it unless you, like, just got super lucky. And I don't understand why people make levels like that, especially on PS3. I remember this happening, was people would have like hardest level ever, and I don't. What's the point?
Yeah.
I mean, I can make something that's impossible to beat. Anybody can make. I mean, anybody can make these levels. So
yeah, Yep, I'd agree. That's the thing I don't like to see is stuff that just just brain-numbingly frustrating. That's what I don't like. Next one is, how about once in a while you guys could have a special guest or something? I think that's a good idea, actually.
I think it's a good idea, but I don't know if anybody's actually going to want to be on here for an hour and a half talking with us.
Yeah, that's true. So if anybody out there is interested in being around for an hour and a half and listening to us banter and randomly talk about whatever, send us a message, send us a PM, and we'll see what we can do.
Yeah, I actually think it could be fun to have a rotating guest instead of just like a few sit-ins. So that way we can always have something fresh to go with it. So
Yep.
hey, maybe we can do that.
Yeah, I think we could make them, wear a clown suit or something, some kind of hazing.
They need to have a higher voice than me though, because they need to make me sound a little more manly. 'Cause I'm struggling.
We'll get Mickey Mouse on next.
So if anybody has a good Mickey Mouse impression, let us know. And maybe
There we
you'll
go.
be
Now casting for Mickey Mouse.
All right, so next question is from Ard, and but anyway, you should talk about me, or at least mention me. So we just mentioned you, and they say, please, I love your levels. So they must be talking about you, Tappy.
I perhaps I think probably we're talking about both of us. I think he's shamelessly butt kissing, which I'm all for. I know that's fine. So there we are. So we mentioned Ard. Ard and I had an epic level 100 race on LittleBigPlanet Central that he won. He beat me.
Yeah, I saw you guys talking about that, but I didn't realize it had ended.
Yeah, he beat me. But the war wages on. So Sketch NZ, is it Sketch NZ or Sketch New Zealand?
Oh man, I had never even realized that. Now that's all I'm going to ever think when I read it, but I had never thought that. I just called him Sketch NZ. Huh. I bet it is New Zealand, because I had a friend, I have a friend called Mugsig DK on PS3, and yeah, that's how I learned that Denmark they did that for Denmark, so yeah, probably is New Zealand.
Oh, that's what, see, I'm an idiot. So I have a couple of people with DK there, and I'm like, oh, I wonder what that means. Is it a brand of shoes or something? I'm such an idiot. All right, so Sketch NZ, maybe you could sing Happy Birthday to me. If you do it on November 13th, less than a week away. We're a little past that. Or you could just say how I got my 300 creator heart.
We dodged that bullet singing, so
Yeah.
well, I guess everybody dodged that bullet because they don't have to hear us singing.
Thank goodness. I don't know how your singing voice is, but I promise you that mine's worse.
So we're just going to pretend that we didn't postpone this so we didn't have to sing.
Oh, here we go. Oh, we just did in the Skype call. Okay, sorry. Anyway, so we sang.
And congratulations on your 300th creator heart. Sing as good as Sketch is. I would be surprised if he's breaking 400 right now. Cause,
yeah.
Man, he was late to the game, too. I remember when he started making levels, I was surprised that he just showed up with his first level and it was so good. So, yeah.
He knows what he's
and
doing.
now he's basically taking over the world. So
Yeah, pretty much. It's the world according to Sketch.
I bet he'll pass me up soon. He'll never catch up with you, though. So
I don't know. I better start making levels at some point. I can't sit back. It takes me 2 months to think of a level now. To make one.
I'm the same way, and it's the curse with LittleBigPlanet 2 coming out, because after touching that beta, I'm having a hard time getting back to actually creating on PSP. I like playing on there, but I just have so many ideas for for LVP2 that I'm having a hard time.
Well, you know what? For me, it's the idea's got to pop, and if it's not I have to go, oh yeah, that's awesome. So I have to come up with enough of those ideas to make before I can finish the level, and I don't have enough of those ideas yet, so I'm just waiting for it to happen.
Yeah. Alrighty, so Valmas. Oh man, I always thought it was Valmasio, but that's definitely not what it is. Valmasoi.
I suppose. Yeah, who knows? I'll go with how you said it.
How often are new podcasts going to be published? So Taffy, answer me this: how often are new podcasts going to be published?
They're going to be published on a strict schedule of whenever we can get together to record. And we're going to wing it. One of the things I think that is driving us to do this, because it's not only fun, but because there's really no schedule, and we're just going to publish them with it maybe in a couple, maybe 2 in a week, maybe 1 in 2 months. I don't know. Yeah, we're going to try and keep it semi-regular, I think.
It's something we both really wanted to do. So I forget how we ended up talking about it, but kind of both of us ended up chatting about one time that we both would love to do it. So, I mean, we're doing this for fun.
Yep.
Don't get on us for not doing it often enough. I know Taffy is way overloaded with Creator Spotlight and like every Spotlight thing possible. And yeah, I don't have quite as good of an excuse, but I will say I'm still pretty busy since I like to move out of the country every other week.
Yeah, well, I think we have a good thing. So I like to hear myself talk, and you move out of the country every month or so. So between the two of us, I think it's a good mix.
Yeah.
But yeah, this kind of thing, it's a lot of fun. We just kind of have to basically get on a Skype call and talk about stuff. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll I don't know, every couple of weeks, every month, I think is probably what we're going to shoot for.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Next question. I have no clue how to even type this one, much less pronounce it. The PSN is Indie Records. From Little Big Planet Central. Wants to know what happened with Leonard. I know he's involved in Kindred, but have you guys heard anything about him? I'd really like to play a new level from him. If you know something about it, please tell us.
Man, Leonard is a mysterious guy. I mean, there's popular authors, everyone knows Taffy's ridiculously popular considering he has the most hearts of anybody on PSP, but Leonard has this thing where, he's popular and he's mysterious.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that, in a sense, he's the most popular just because everybody loves to try to, catch a glimpse of that mysterious guy who nobody's really sure why he shows up in comments from time to time, and you're not really sure how he's... I am sure, but most people aren't sure how he's involved in the Kindred project, and it's... I can understand why you're asking because... I work with him on a few different things, and even then he's a bit mysterious to me. So, yeah, he's an awesome creator, a mysterious guy, and I have no idea what's up with him.
Yeah, I he's on Twitter. I know that he owns or runs a bookstore in Spain. He lives in Spain.
Oh, I didn't know that.
In Barcelona, so I know that he was moving bookstores and painting and stuff like that. Thank goodness for the translate button, because I don't remember any of my Spanish lessons. But he's around. He's like the Harrison Ford of Little Big Planet.
Yeah. Man, he lives in the most beautiful place in the world. If you go look for posts from him that have pictures, yeah,
holy cow.
You'll wish you were him.
I'm so gonna go live in Barcelona, I'm telling you right now. That's exactly where I'm gonna live.
Alrighty, so next question from the Nerd. Thank you, the Nerd, for having such an easy name to read. Is if you guys could be a living Sackboy for a day, what would you do?
Well, I would. I know what your answer would be because you were.
Yeah.
You dressed up as a Sackboy for Halloween.
Yeah, and everyone called me a burnt marshmallow.
Nice.
I did. No, seriously, you would not believe how many times because I went trick or treating with my little sister because my parents are foster parents, so they have a little 3-year-old. So I took her trick or treating and everybody was, "Hey, it's the burnt marshmallow again!" Across the street, across the neighborhood, you could hear people yelling that. So.
You're like, don't you guys get out? Or rather, wait, maybe you do get out. If you should stay in, play games.
No, but to top that off, I was carrying around a little, in Europe they give away the plush Sackboys.
Yeah.
Yeah, a friend of mine sent me one of those. So I even had it, and they still didn't get it. So
you were a costume even.
Yeah.
Nice. That's a good.
So I run the question. So go ahead.
So I would get to work and then pop myself and respawn at home. That's exactly what I would do.
I would when I read the question, the first thing I thought was pop myself as well. I don't know if I thought any location. It's just, wow, to be able to pop and respawn like that sounds awesome.
Hey, I'm at the dentist. Oh, man, screw this. And then, pop yourself and spawn back at the last checkpoint, which was, at lunch. So that would be awesome.
Did you ever do the bug on PS3 where you could, pop? I forget what you did, but you just kind of froze in the heat, right before you popped.
No, I've never done that.
Have you ever seen it?
Uh-uh.
There was a bug where it was really easy to do, but I can't remember how to do it because it's been so long. But the instant before it popped, it would freeze, and you'd just be stuck there. And I think that's what I'd do. I would just go in public and just get huge and make everyone think I was going to explode, and then just stand there.
the inflated head.
Yeah.
It's so creepy looking when you do it. It's like, ah.